What's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's great to see you guys again. Today in this tutorial we are going to look up for the options which is available under edit menu, so preferences. So first we are going to use this general options under preferences with edit menu, and under general, if you just click at that, so we have a lot options that you can change here. So you can use the shortcut as well. I'm going to hold Ctrl K to open the preferences of Adobe Illustrator. So the very first option here, we have this keyboard increment. So you can use your arrow keys to use the keyboard increments here. So I'm going to make that something like this 300 pixels. So we're going to just click OK. So here I'm going to draw this shape, and if I want to move this shape, so I'm going to use arrow keys. Now as you can see, 300 pixel, I can go to this right, I can 300, I can go to the left. So here 300 again, 300 again. So 300 I can go to up, 300 I can just go to down. So this is how you can set the keyboard increment here. So if you make that something like this 30 pixel, so look what is going to happen now. Here I'm going to just click on my arrow keys on left, on up, down and right. So this is how you can set the keyboard increment under general for different arrow keys that you can use with your keyboard. And the second option, we have this constraint angle. So you can set the angle if you want to make any shape here. So we're going to make that something 90 angle. So now if I want to make this a rectangle, so look what is going to happen here. Nothing is actually changed. Why? Because you have to make that something like, let's go with 30. So if I want to make by holding Alt Shift, look what's going to happen here. As you can see on this angle, I can make this shape. But if I want to make any other shape like this one, so as you can see, I can make this shape because this is a rounded shape. So here for this one, for this polygon, as you can see, for that also this angle is okay, because polygon has its angles on different. So for this one, so we can set that something like this 30, I can set that 180 angle. So now if I'm going to make that, so for this one nothing is actually changed, but for this one, if I'm going to make for this one, it's already 180. And if I am going to make this something like, let's try to make this 60. So now let's go and make, so you can see it's on 60 angle. And here we have this corner radius. So I'm going to set that to 0. So here for the rectangle shape, if I want to make, so the corner is not a radius, so let me just make that to 0 as well. So if I want to make this a rounded rectangle shape, as you can see, the rounded rectangle shape, no radiuses for this shape. Why? Because here we have to change that something like this 50. So now if I want to make, so now as you can see, we have this 50 of radius in my shape. And also here we have the option for the pen tool, disable auto add/delete. So let me grab my pen tool so I can show you how this option is. So we are now made this shape, and if I want to add any anchor point, so here with my pen tool, as you can see, we have this plus icon. Or if I want to remove any anchor point, so I'm going to add, so here when you put your cursor on it with the pen tool, so you can remove the anchor point. So here if you disable auto add/delete and click OK, So what's going to happen here now? I can't add any anchor point here, or I can't remove any anchor point from here. And the next option, use precise cursors. You can change the cursor of your pen tool. So I'm going to check this one, and we're going to uncheck this option, click OK. So now as you can see, the cursor is changed. I can just minus this anchor point, I can add, but the cursor is now precise cursor because we check this option. And the next option here, we have show tooltips. If I'm going to uncheck this and click OK, so now if I put my cursor on the top, so no message is going to show me for the stroke or any other things. So I'm going to check this option, show tooltips, but this time we are going to uncheck this and click OK. So now when you put your cursor on a stroke, as you can see, we have this stroke panel. You can put your cursor here, hold shift key to bring up the alternate color, and also if I put my cursor, so I can see this message rounded rectangle tool, but I can see that rich tips. Why? Because you have to check this show rich tool tips. I'm going to check this one. So now if I put my cursor on my tools, so as you can see, I have this rich tool tips, which is going to show me I can see all the tips for all the tools which is available in this toolbar. And the next option here, we have this show/hide ruler. So I'm going to not check this one and click OK, and I'm going to hold Control R to bring the ruler here. So I can use the ruler here. So I'm going to create any new document, and we're going to create that. So here, as you can see, no ruler is available, but if you just go to this preferences, general, and check this show/hide rulers, so we're going to just click OK. So now look what happened. Now if I'm going to just click on the new and create new, so new document is going to create with the new ruler. So this is how you can turn on this show hide ruler for new document. So now this option is turned on. So when I want to create any new document, so the ruler is going to be there with new document. And also we have this anti-alias artwork. If you want to anti-alias or make a better quality, you apply this anti-alias for your artwork. So make sure you check this option. And the next option here, we have this select same tint %. So let me show you how this option is going to work. Okay, let me just select this, and also we're going to just undo ruler guide, and also this one. From the same tint, I'm going to make this color of the same shading. The shade of this color, we're going to make this. But here I need to click on the color swatches. So we need to double click on this, and this panel is going to show up. So here we have this global. So you have to check this global and click on OK. So now here you should find that global that is here. So I'm going to Control C, Control V, and I'm going to change its color to this one. Control C, Control V. So we're going to change that something like this. So if we want to select all of the shapes with the same color, with the same color shades, so you have to go to the select, and here under same we have to click on the fill color. So now all the same shade color is selected over here. So if you just hold Control K and here check this one, select same tint, so it's not going to select all the same shade colors. Now if I just go to the select and go to the same, and here find the fill color, click at that, So as you can see, the same color shade is not going to select here. So make sure you turn off this option because this is going to be really useful. So now if I just go to the select and go to the same and click on the fill, so as you can see, the same color shades is now selected. And here we have the next option, which is available underneath the select same tint, which is this show the home screen when no documents are open. I'm going to uncheck this and click OK. So now if I just go to the home, so here it should be no home screen. So let me delete this, so I can not delete, close this, so I can show you now. As you can see, no home screen is going to show me. I can see all these toolbars with all the tools which is available. So I'm going to just create another document and click on new and go to this general, and I'm going to just click on show the home screen and click OK. So now what is going to happen is that I'm going to close that. So now as you can see, we have the home screen, or you can just click on this icon, which is going to take you to this home screen. So I'm going to create this document again. So as you can see, we have this home, and we have to just click back here to open this. And also we have the use legacy file new interface. If you check this one and click OK, so now if you hold Control N, so this is going to be the shortcut, so the legacy is not going to show up. Let me press Control K. So I'm going to uncheck this, click OK. So now if I hold Control N, so now as you can see, I can see this window. And here we have display print size at 100 zoom. If you uncheck this and click OK, so as you can see now it's on zoom. But if I'm going to just check this option, display print size at 100 zoom, so if you just click OK, so it's going to zoom in. So it's going to display the print size at 100% zoom. And also here we have this append converted upon opening legacy files. If this is checked already, so I'm going to make this artwork, and we're going to save this document to an older version of Adobe Illustrator. We're going to save as, and we're going to click on the desktop. So here I have this older version of this document, so we're going to just click on the open. So here I'm going to open that. So now as you can see on the top, we have this converted title for this document. But if you uncheck this option and don't append converted upon open legacy file, so we uncheck this option and click OK. So now if I want to open by holding Ctrl O, the shortcut to open, and we're going to click at that. So as you can see on the top, no title is available, that is show me converted. I think it's better to turn on this option because you can identify the old one from the new one, the newest version. And also here we have the show system compatibility issues at the startup. If you open any file that is there with this issue, with compatibility issue, so make sure you check this option so you can see all the compatibility issue. If you save this and you're going to open it with a newer version, so definitely you are going to see some compatibility issues. So make sure you check this option. This is really useful option that you need to be turned on with your Adobe Illustrator. And the next option here we have this force enable pinch to zoom on touchpad. If you check this option, so it's going to force enable this pinch zoom, like you can use your touchpad to zoom in. So if you put your cursor as you can see here is going to show you the selecting this option will change the scroll wheel actions from zooming and panning to control scroll and all control respectively. So you can check this option if you want to pinch to zoom on touchpad. If your touchpad is support this option to zoom in, so most of the laptops has this option that you can use that on your on their touchpads to zoom in inside your artboard. And the next option here we have double click to isolate. If I'm going to uncheck this and click OK, so now if I want to grab my selection tool and double click at that, so I can't actually go to this isolation mode. So I need to just right click, and here you have to click on isolate selected path. But if I'm going to turn on this double click to isolate and click OK, so now if I double click, as you can see now we are inside this isolation mode. You can just click on the layers, you can see we are inside the isolation mode for this shape. And here we have this use Japanese crop marks. So first I'm not going to check that because I'm going to open any image. So we're going to open it from this source. So here I'm going to open this business card. So where we can find the trim mark, you need to go to the object, and under object you have this create a trim marks. So we're going to create trim marks first. As you can see, this is not going to be a Japanese, but I'm going to undo this, Control K, so we can open the preferences, and here I'm going to check this use Japanese crop mark. So now I'm going to just click OK. Now if I just go to the object and click on the create trim mark, so now as you can see this trim mark is really different because we just turn on that Japanese trim mark. So if I apply again, so as you can see, so now if I uncheck this use Japanese and I need to just turn on this create this trim marks, so as you can see here is different. And the next option we have this transform pattern tiles. Let me show you this option. First we need to create any pattern, so we are going to make something like this pattern. I'm going to scale it something like this. So we're going to just drag and drop it over here. So now I'm going to make this rectangle shape, and we're going to select this pattern inside this. So now if I turn this option, which is transform pattern tiles, and click on OK, so look what is going to happen. Here I can just transform it, I can just scale this. Along with that, this patterns also transform, but I don't want to actually do this. When I'm going to extend the size, it should be along with my pattern as not pattern as well, the pattern should be increased. So we're going to uncheck this and click OK. So now if I want to increase the size of my rectangle shape, along with that there is going to be more patterns that is going to show up here. So now I can make it something like this. So this is really useful option for backgrounds. You can use this option. Make sure you don't check this one if you don't want to transform the pattern tiles with your shape. And also we have the scale corner and scale strokes. You can find the same thing if you draw anything here on your artboard. So let me change the color for this. You can find it under transform. We have the same option, scale corners and scale stroke. So I'm going to check scale corners. So now if it's let me make another shape. I'm going to make this one. So when I want to make this something like this one, so it's going to not actually scale the corners. So if I'm going to uncheck this and click OK, so now look what happened is that if I'm going to make this something like, as you can see, we have this circle. So if you just make it something like this. So the corner is going to not scale. So scale, stroke and effect, if you check this option, or if you check it from the transform. So now let me add the stroke to this shape. So now if I want to, by holding Alt and Shift, I'm going to scale this. As you can see, the stroke is now changed. But if you uncheck this scale stroke, so now if you just scale it, so the stroke size is the same, which is 55, it's not going to change. And we have here, we have the enable content aware default. So what is this option for? So I'm going to uncheck this and click OK. So look what is going to happen with my shape. So here, if I click on the crop image, so as you can see, the full image on crop. So I need to just scale this so we can crop the specific part of this image. But if you turn on this option, which is this enable content aware default, and click OK. So now if I click on the crop image, so you can notice that this part of this image is now resized to be cropped here. So this is how you can change this enable content aware default for different images if you want to crop them with a specific area. And also we have this honor scale on PDF import. So here we have this artboard, which is 2000 by 3000 by 2000 pixel. So if you check this option, if you import any PDF here with your Canva and it's bigger than this Canva, so if you check this option, it's going to honor the scale. It means it's not going to make it too much small, but it's going to make it according to this it's not going to be so much small, but you can see that here with your artboard. But if you uncheck this, so it's not going to honor the scale on PDF, on large PDF. So if you just import that here, so you can see that PDF is too much small, that you can't see that here. So if you check this option, it's going to be best option for any large size PDF that you're going to import that here with your artboard in your Illustrator. And the next option here, we have this zoom with mouse wheel. If your mouse is if you're using external mouse, with most of the mouses in different especially with desktops, you can find this wheel with a mouse that you can use to zoom in with your artboard. So if you are using that kind of mouse with wheel, so make sure you check this option so you can zoom in using the mouse wheel with your artboard. And also we have this trackpad gesture to rotate view. So what is this rotate view? So here on this panel, on this toolbar, we have this let me find that here. You have this rotate view tool. So if your laptop is support that, so most of the laptops that is Mac support this trackpad gesture, so you can use that to rotate the view of your artboard. And we have this use preview bonds. Before I'm going to check this option here in preferences, let me draw a shape here. So we are going to apply this effect, which is this stylus. We're going to apply this drop shadow. So I'm going to just click OK. So now as you can see, this is the bonding box that is around my shape. And if you check this option in preferences, if you uncheck that, so let me uncheck this and click on OK. So now what is here, so we have the bounding box only around the shape, but we didn't see this bounding box around the effect. That so if you want to see that bonds around the shape and effect, so you need to check this option and click on OK. So now we have this box around my shape and also around my shadow. So this is how we can turn on all options, and we can change some options under preferences in general for our Illustrator. And here we have the reset all warning dialog if you want to reset, and if you want to reset all the changes that you made here, so simple, you're going to click on the reset preferences and you need to restart your Illustrator. Then everything in this preferences is going to reset. So this is how you can change the settings and the preferences in general for your Illustrator. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and learned how to use all the option under general preferences with Illustrator. And if you have any question, please let me know in the comment box of this video. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon as well if you want to stay tuned about our future videos and uploads. So see you guys in the next video.